The Friends of UNH Women's Hockey present Coach's Corner with head coach Brian McCloskey.
Hi, welcome to the Friends of UNH Women's Hockey's Coach's Corner. I'm Phil Kincaid along with head coach Brian McCloskey. And the Wildcats wrapped up the first half of the season with an impressive 4-1 victory over the top-ranked Harvard Crimson. Coach, a really solid performance all the way along. Give us your impression of that game.
Well, I thought we were very opportunistic in the game. Harvard played a very strong defensive game, and I'd say that special teams played a role. Maybe our familiarity with the big ice, Phil. You know, we opened up the scoring on a power play in the first. A great play by Courtney Bouchard, and then the shorthanded goal by Sam Faber was obviously huge as well. But you know, I think transitionally we maybe used the big ice a little better than Harvard, but that's to be expected. I thought Harvard gave us everything you'd expect from a top-ranked team. I mean, they're quick, they're tenacious, and they're going to be a good team. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Well, it's sort of an atypical game for the Wildcats in the sense that usually you outshoot the opponent, and usually we're sitting here saying, well, we had 40 shots and only 2 goals. But actually you only had about 12 shots and 4 goals. Yeah,
and that's probably very unusual. In fact, I don't know if it's ever happened for us. I think probably unusual for Harvard, too, you know, because Kessler's an outstanding goalie. I think, but the quality of those chances, and I think the fact remains that Harvard either blocked a lot of shots. I think we attempted more than they did, but we just didn't get shots on net. So sometimes shots can be a misleading statistic, but you know, if you can score 4 out of 12, you're going to take it. But I think some of that had to do with the quality of those scoring chances.
Well, Harvard is known to play an aggressive forechecking style, and you seem to take advantage of that because 3 of your goals came on breakaways where you're able to sneak behind their defense.
Yeah, and again, that's transition, and that's the play, the shorthanded goal where Bellamy came around the net. You know, of course, the Harvard blue line is thinking of pinching to keep it in. And, you know, Sam just took off behind them, and it was a tremendous heads-up pass by Casey. So, yeah, we were able to exploit, I guess, their aggressiveness on in a couple situations. And, you know, fortunately for us, when we got the opportunities, we put them in the net.
Well, that wraps up the first half of the season. Let's take a brief look and see how things have gone. Not bad, 17-3-1 record.
17-3-0.
That's right, no ties. And you would have to say that you've gotten just about everything you've looked for this season. You've got balance, you've got consistency. There really hasn't been a part of the game that seems to be lacking at this point.
No, I think we've had across the board really good performances. I feel that there's interestingly, Phil, I think statistically, you know, Sam Faber leads us in scoring. Jen Wakefield, Courtney Bouchard have been producing for us from the freshman class. The senior class of Hitchcock, Ward, and Craig that line has been tremendous. But I also think there's a lot of unsung heroes on our team so far early on. I mean, in that, Kaylee Herman's done a phenomenal job for a freshman. She's done a phenomenal job for anybody. She's one of the leaders nationally, statistically.
Well, you know, one thing, too, about her game that I've noticed is she keeps getting stronger.
Yeah, and I think she's very poised. I keep saying that because, to me, the mental toughness is huge. You know, on the blue line, of course, Garland and Bellamy have been 2 of our best defensemen here from literally the day they arrived. I think it's interesting, though, Nicole Gogan and Maggie Joyce defensively have been probably as good as anybody, not just on our team, but that we've faced or seen. And I think their play, you know, those 2 have really stepped their game up immensely. And of course, we have the freshmen, Marty and Raylan Jingalewski, and they've done a great job for young rookies, and they're still growing into the position. But, you know, it's kind of those unsung positional players. You know, Michaela Long hasn't gotten maybe as much fanfare. She's quietly chipping in points here and there. But she's probably been one of our steadiest performers up front. Generates every game. You know, she's just been outstanding. And the same with Kelly Patton, who, you know, Kelly's been pretty consistent putting up points as well. But great, probably the best penalty killer we have, and maybe the best, one of the best in the country. You know, it's those kinds of efforts that we're getting out of players that might not be getting as much media attention that are, I think, the reason we're 17-3.
Well, I mean, that is the success of this team. You're able to roll out 4 lines on any night, or some teams may depend on 1 or 2 lines. And maybe that's also another reason for the success, is that teams may be able to compete with you over the first couple of periods, but eventually you just wear them down.
We do. And there's a case to be made for having depth. I mean, the difficult thing on the women's side is, for a long time, it's been sort of a one-line promoted one-line team, or this is their big scoring line. And we have I was looking statistically, Stephanie Holmes has 4 power play goals for us this year, and she hasn't gotten as much power play time as some of our other players, but when she's been on, she's been incredibly productive. And again, another player that's really taken her game up a notch. So when I really look at our squad, it's the combination of having so many different but quality players all contributing, and you don't know night in, night out. I told our team before the Harvard game, who's going to be the difference maker? But I know somebody in that room is going to be, and that's the nice thing, is it's not like you're looking for 2 or 3 players, and if they don't make the difference, you lose.
Well, Coach, it's been a great first half. We will take next week off because, of course, it's Christmas. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. We'll take a look at what this team will face for the second half of the season. We'll preview, look to that first game against Brown. And have a very happy holiday, Coach.
Happy holidays to everybody. Thanks. I want to see Santa.